It's my new tripod. This thing is so nice. I have to show you my old tripod. Hold on one second. So this is the bad boy that I used to film my videos with. Yeah, it's very, how can I explain this? Bad. But yeah, as you could tell, I had to use duct tape to hold up some of the stuff, but now look at the comparison. Night and day. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. It's totally random, but it means a lot to me. It is a very gloomy day, and I know it looks very bright in my room for some reason, but it is very gloomy. And sometimes when it's a gloomy day, I kind of get the urge to do things. I don't know, I kind of get energetic. I don't get very lazy, although sometimes I do, but today I just feel energetic, and sometimes gloomy weather just kind of helps me with that. So I figured today we would just do another journal with me, and I don't know what to do, honestly, like the styles. Sometimes I go in knowing exactly how I want my journals to look like, but today kind of not. So I'm just gonna look through my supplies and kind of get an idea. Also, you might have noticed that in the background it looks a little different, and yeah, that's my new setup. And this stuff is like, it's a lot of random things. There's cameras and crafting supplies and stuff like that, but on top is all my journaling stuff and my planning stuff. So now I'm kind of more motivated to film because I don't have to keep taking it out of this like closets and things. It's just like right behind me, so I can just quickly grab it and use it in my videos. And sometimes I would even put it on the ground because I was just so lazy to put it away. So yeah, what can you do? So yeah, anyways, I have my journal right here and my setup is ready, so let's just go ahead and get into journaling. Alrighty, so after looking through all my supplies, I decided to go for a vintage theme. And I have this vintage paper pad, which I don't really use a lot, so I figured this would be great. And I chose this paper in particular because there is a lot of papers, so I figured I could slice it up and kind of make it look like there's more papers, if that makes sense. So I just went ahead and took out my dad's paper cutter and started to cut along all those edges. And for one of them, I kept it like that because it just looks like it's already attached, so it's kind of hard to cut it off. I then used some Lunchbags because I needed something to write on, so this was gonna be perfect because it's blank and it goes with the theme. I wanted to start with something easy, so I took that paper that has that two papers, well, it looks like there's two papers on them, and I just went ahead and started to glue it and then put it right into my spread. So now it already looks like it's already filled up, so it's pretty simple. I then took that lunch bag and I started to measure it and just make sure that it would fit in that little area. And then I just started to rip it a little by little, not too much, because, you know, once you do too much, you can't really go back. But at least like little by little, it's okay because you won't make a mistake. I had this scrap of doily left over, so what I did is I measured it and cut just a little bit of it off, and then glued the rest of it down into that little area. And this is why I sometimes keep scraps of paper or whatever I use, because you never know, you might need it. And in this case, it worked out. So yeah, keep your scraps every now and then. Okay, so I bought these stickers a long time ago at the dollar store, and I tend not to really use them because of this backing. You see, it's like a double padded sticker. But I kind of had the idea, why not just remove that padding and you'll end up with two stickers? So yeah, kind of big brain move over there. I can't believe all this time I could have been using these really cute stickers and all I had to do was remove that little white thing, so oh well. Moving on, I wanted to incorporate some more stickers, so I chose to bring these floral leafy stickers that I got from Amazon into my spread. I chose this leaf one and I cut off the branch because the branch is always so weird on these stickers. So I just cut it off a little bit and then placed it right underneath that flower sticker. While I was going through all my supplies, I found my box of trimmings and I was so happy to find them because I knew I had them somewhere, but I just couldn't find them. And luckily I found some, so I think I got these at Michael's, but I don't really remember. So anyways, I decided to use it in the spread because I like the colors and I figured it'd go really well with it. And here's another thing that I found, my box of stamps. It's been missing forever. So I was so happy to find them because I have this date stamp and I really wanted to use it because I figured it'd look really nice, especially for this theme. And my other stamps are just lettering stamps, so it's not that like crazy. I don't have a lot of really nice stamps, but I'm hoping in the future maybe I can improve my stamp collection. By the way, if you like all things planning, journaling, and especially if you're a night owl, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. And also follow me on Instagram at Yolkaspolka. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for 100 followers on Instagram. I'm so happy. Thank you, thank you. Going back to the spread, I already went ahead and placed those 2 pieces of paper that I cut out earlier into my spread. And now I'm just taking that other lunch bag and I'm starting to rip it up and just make sure that it fits into that little area. Once I'm happy with the fit, I went ahead and glued it down. Once all the pieces of paper were glued down, I took my other sticker sheet, and it's the same kind. As you can tell, there's that little backing, so I just pulled it off really carefully and then placed the sticker right in the middle. I then took the top layer and I started to try to carefully take off the backing, but honestly the tweezers didn't work that well, so I went in with my X-Acto knife and it was so much easier. So just in case if you have these type of stickers, use the X-Acto knife or something like a scissors because it's just so much easier. But just be careful. So there were some empty white spots in between the paper, so I decided to use a different type of trimming, and then taking my craft glue, I just made sure to layer on a bit of glue just to make sure that the lace or the trimmings won't move. Once the trimming was down, I was pretty happy with it, but it still seemed kind of empty, so I just added this flower sticker on top. I then took out my Viewingo washi tape because I wanted to use some washi in this, and it kind of seemed like it was missing some. So I chose this very tan washi strip and I just cut like a little bit of it and placed it on top of that flower sticker to make it look like it was holding the flower. I then went ahead and added some trimming to the side of the paper and a mushroom sticker. I feel like when in doubt, just add stickers, especially if it seems too empty. You can never go wrong with stickers, so just a little tip, I guess. Taking my own advice, I'm gonna do that exactly. So I took these butterfly stickers and I don't really like how the white trimming is so much, so I just took my scissors and cut around it to make it a little bit less. As you can tell, the comparison between the one that has the white trimming still and the one that doesn't, so I feel like it looks better without it. I then added this mushroom sticker on the bottom just to make it look a little bit less empty, and these 2 pages are officially done. For me, the first 2 pages are always so hard because it's kind of hard to get into the groove when you haven't done it in a while, so it's always a warm-up, but then I kind of get into the groove and then it's easier. So for the next 2 pages, I am going to use the same paper pad, and I chose this paper that has rulers on it. So I decided to cut it up just a bit and then add it into my journal spread, and I put it at an angle because I wanted to have more of an angled look to it. I figured that's something that I don't really do, so this will be kind of interesting. Going back to the lunch bag, I went ahead and cut out a piece and I kind of just eyeballed it. I didn't really measure it. I just don't really like to measure, so I just eyeballed the piece and that looked pretty good to me, so I went ahead and glued it down, and once again I put it at an angle. I then grabbed my sticker sheet and then started to do the same thing, so I took off the front one and then I started taking off the backing, and this one had a little bit of glue residue, so I had to just scrape it off with my X-Acto knife. I was kind of worried doing this vintage theme because I don't have a lot of vintage type stickers or stationery, so doing this trick really saved me because it just doubled all my stickers, so I was so happy. Speaking of stickers, this is a sticker sheet that my sister got me, and it's actually textured and it feels really, really cool. I can't describe the feeling to you, but it's almost like silky. So I went ahead and took that one sticker and just cut it in half. That way I would have double stickers, so not only that, that way it could also cover those empty areas. So it worked pretty well. I then took that circle sticker and I also cut it in half so I could put it right in the middle of those stickers, so it kind of looks like a flower. I was trying to think of what these stickers remind me of, and I think it reminds me of leather or burnt wood, something in between. For the bottom of the spread, I chose this branch that has blueberries on it, and for the middle of the spread, I chose this leafy sticker to cover a lot of the space. I didn't really like how the branch looked on top of that sticker, so I just tucked it underneath that sticker, just to make it look a little bit more nicer. To finish off the page, I chose these 2 butterfly stickers, and I already trimmed off the white parts of it, so I just had to place it down. I then stamped the date and it was basically done. For the next page, I decided to use the same piece of paper, so I went ahead and cut it down to size. And as for the lunch bag, it was already cut down to size, so all I had to do was just glue it on. I decided not to change too much for this page. I really wanted both pages to be similar, but just decorated differently. So that's why I'm choosing the same layout for the pages, you know, at an angle. But as for the decoration, it's gonna be a little bit different. For this page, I really liked that clock sticker, so I went ahead and did the same thing, and I took off the first layer and then I had to take off the backing. But for some reason, the glue was really on this one, so I had to be very careful because I kind of ripped it with my X-Acto knife, but it's okay, you can't really tell. So I went ahead and placed it on my spread, and then same with the other piece, I went ahead and glued it down. I then took those textured stickers and I placed it on the edge of those papers, and it looked pretty cool, I really liked it. I felt like it needed a little bit more stickers, so I did the same thing, and I took those same stickers and I just took off the backing and then once again just placed it where I felt like it would look really nice. This page actually ended up being one of my favorite out of all of them. I feel like the flowers just look really cool, so I was pretty proud of myself. So once that was done, I went ahead and stamped the page, and then I went back to the other page because I felt like it was kind of empty on the bottom, so I added another sticker. Somewhere along the line, I must have smudged the date, so I had to quickly fix that because it would have bugged me. So I took a piece of lunch bag paper and I just placed it right on top, and then it's as if you couldn't really tell, so problem solved. I also placed some washi tape on top of all the dates just to make sure that they wouldn't smudge. I guess you learn from your mistakes. I know it looks kind of weird right now, but I will remove them. I just didn't want to take that chance while filming, so don't worry, they will be coming off. It is now time to fill in all my entries, so to do that I will be using my Tombow Drawing Pen and some very relaxing music. And we are finally done. I really enjoyed making all of these spreads, and I definitely want to get more vintage things because I really want to make more of these vintage type journal spreads. It kind of gives me junk journal vibes, so I really like that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you all a little later.